Right, try again. I just started that and then the disc was full on the camera. I'm just using the GoPro. I don't know how many times I've tried filming this. I didn't have the microphone on. Yeah, it's all learning. Right, so what I've done, I've jacked the car up, put an X stand underneath it. I've got a rubber glove, a clean one, new one, taken the cap off the brake fluid reservoir, put the glove over the opening, screwed the cap down onto it. That way it makes an airtight seal, so when I take the caliper off, the fluid won't all come out through the open pipe. I don't like clamping pipes. I think it's not good for the pipe. What I've done is the old discs they were bad. I mean, I don't know where it's parked, but they were so rusty. I mean, I've been driving about with them. That's cleaned them up a lot, but they've got big ridges on it, and they are beasts, the discs. That was one off this side. I was driving it about. They needed doing, but I needed to get the car back. I wanted to make sure everything else was all right before I committed to buying brakes and pads. I got the car cheap. It was looking a bit of a mess, but I love the car. It's great. One of the nicest cars and fun cars that I've had. In fact, the last car I had was just so much fun was a e46 M3. I really enjoyed that. So what I did was I did the discs and pads on this side, went to do the other side, and the piston was seized in the caliper. It would not move, so I had to take it all apart and rebuild it. So I'm not doing one side, not the other. Even though this side's done, I haven't done the caliper rebuild. So that's what I'm going to do now. So taking that all apart is what I would be doing if I was replacing the pad and discs. Right, let's get into it. I've already taken them off. They're the little plastic bungs that go on the rubber sliders at the back. To get the sliders out, the pins out the sliders, yeah, I just used an Allen key. Adapter, you can just use a normal one on the ratchet. I don't know how much of this you can see, but I can't see a great deal. This is obviously, it's all just been off and back on again, so I've had to, it's all been cleaned up, and so it shouldn't be that hard to get off. It wasn't that, I mean, it was, I think it'd been parked by the sea. That's why the discs have got so rusty. But it still wasn't that hard to get it all apart. So we're lucky over here in Jersey because they don't salt the roads. So rust isn't, it's normally the top of the car that goes because of the salt air being a small island. And that's Jersey by France, not New Jersey. Which, funny enough, was named after Jersey. This Jersey. Right. That's them off. There's a brake pad wear sensor, which I'm going to try and leave on. The pads. Just leave the pads dangling. Excuse me. I've got. It's got braided hoses on it. So if I loosen that before, I'll take the caliper off, make it easier, so I don't have to struggle trying to hold it. So these are 13mm. They're 40 onto the back, but these are braided, so right, let's just loosen it. I normally have the radio on, but I can't with the YouTube copyrights. One thing, I don't like dangling the caliper on its on the pipe, because it's not good for it. It was a bit more of a struggle getting the old ones off, actually. Move it around a bit. Right. Yeah, these are all copper greased up. New pad. This one's got the. I'll have to take that. I'll have to take the wear sensor off. Right, I don't want to get copper grease on the pad. That wouldn't be good. So if I remember, the wear sensor just pushes in. That'd be nice. A bit of a pain. Right, so that should just push out. What I might do. This is what I did when I just when I wasn't taking the caliper off. Put a couple of cable ties around the coil. The coil from the suspension, the spring, just to take the weight. Yeah, the old ones I just cut the cable because you need new wear sensor. Wear sensors with it, so you get the whole cable that goes back to the connection, which I could do, but I could disconnect it there, but I think I'll just do it. Leave it on the pad. No, I won't leave it on the pad. I'm multitasking, aren't I? I'm trying to talk and do. Right, supported it. Do you know what? I think I'll just undo the cable. You get masses of cable with it, so it's all sort of bunged up here. Lighting is terrible. Sorry if it's gone dark. I need it here. Not my favourite doing jobs twice. But I had to really with this. To put a few cable ties on that. Right, let's see if you can see this. There's a little box in here. And this is the connector that the wear sensor goes to. Push a little pin in. That's one. I don't know why the cable's so long. Must be generic. Right. I'll just leave that sensor on the pad. I'll be able to forget to put that back in later. Right, that's the pads stored on the floor. Now to get the caliper off. So it was a 13, wasn't it? Yeah. Don't need the axle stand there anymore. Waffling. I better look for that later and can't find it. Now it's probably more sensible to undo the braided hose where it comes out the connector. But I'm just doing it this way. Now what I could do is use the push my foot on the brake to push the piston out, and that way I've pushed it right back in again. Let me just catch, there will be a little bit of fluid that comes out of there until it sucks the vacuum into the reservoir, and then it should stop. Right, now to get the arm off, it's two 16mm nuts on the back. That pops off. There's two Allen keys, Allen bolts. Once you take those off, the whole disc comes off. So I cleaned all this area up with a wire brush. Clean the discs up because they always have like a residue of oil on them, something rusting. Plonk them on, and then you just put these back on, and the rest. I'll be doing the rear ones, and I haven't touched them yet. I haven't touched this side anyway, because I did the other side. Snapped a bleed nipple in the caliper. Now I know this one has come undone because I've actually undone it when I was putting the pads in, just to let a bit of the fluid out. Right, I'll get set up on the bench and